Thank you for joining us on Data Cloud Now, where we bring you the latest on all things data in business and industry. I'm Ryan Green, and I'm joined by Pavel, Dolezal, CEO and co-founder at Keboola, along with Petr, Hunka, Director of Data Product for Shipmonk. Gentlemen, so great to have you both. Pavel, to start with, Keboola was founded over a decade ago and runs a complete data stack as a service, all from one place. Can you give the audience a quick overview of how the platform works, and what were some of your founding philosophies?
Yeah, Ryan, thanks for the question. It started as an agency which was helping clients like Red Bull or Nokia to move to cloud. And then more and more started to build their own product, right? And I joined them around 2014-15 with, the philosophy, hey, there's so much going on in the data, right? Snowflake, Redshift, there's the big unbundling going on, right? But we're like, hey, what about in 5 years? How many tools you're gonna need to actually build a data platform?
Constantly adapting.
Constantly adapt, right? Like Gartner says, build to change, right? So, dude, we need to build a layer on top of that actually allows you to bring new technologies and deprecate old technologies and just like get quickly to data, build data flows, machine learning in, and rinse and repeat, but not spend your time building and managing Azure cloud services, So that was our philosophy. I think worked out pretty well. We started really, a couple of years first, we worked with clients like Rohlik or Shipmonk, right? And then 2018, we started Keboola Industries, and that's when it started to take off.
Now, what are you hearing from customers? You've already talked about how you're adapting in real time, but what are customers saying?
Well, the customers actually, it depends, like there we have greenfield customers, like when you go, with startups like Rohlik Group, around Europe, fastest growing groceries, chain, 4-6 countries now, profitable, all run on data, this guy, right? Or when you go to...
We're getting to Petr in a moment.
Yeah, like it's all him. Or when you go to large companies like Erste Bank, which are in transformation. And like the first one, like, dude, perfect. I don't have to build it. It's there and I can adapt, right? Just fast. The older companies, and we have a lot of large enterprises, are like, wow, this is cool. So you give me a governed, self-serving data platform across new and old stack. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I love it, and I love having a customer here. Petr, from your perspective, how does Keboola plus Snowflake helping to allow and integrate sales channels and shipping and make fulfillment really stress-free?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I spent like most of 10 years in data, and most of them with Keboola. And they really, especially in my biggest experience in Rohlik, they help us build the apps around the data from all around the corner, the platform and our business. So we were able to create automatization for supply chain, for example, because we have all the data in the Keboola. We can run all our machine learnings algorithms there and directly put them back to the application. So we create the loop, and also we were able to go strictly to the detail of a problem which we have in that moment, so we can solve it within a moment.
Gentlemen, we were talking off camera here how great it feels to be back in person. We're in London at Snowflake's Data Cloud World Tour. The buzz is building. What are you hearing here today, and how will it impact your decision making over the near term? Pavel, if you'd like to start.
Hey, this is real. Like since you guys came in May with a summit in Vegas, the momentum has just been, I think after COVID, it's a different world. Prior to COVID, people were just thinking like small things, right? But after COVID, starting in May, people were like, I need to solve the whole architecture. And we get companies, coming to us, largest banks, retailers, coming like, yeah, I love this, but I want to move my whole company to be data-driven, not just IT, right? So that is
at the end of the day, everyone's in it together.
Yeah, exactly, and that's definitely, change. Last night, Seattle data guy, Joe Rogan, published a great article. He said there is a new wave, like the whole unbundling. Now we have platforms like Mozart Data, Rivery, Keboola, right, that are putting it back together and making, excuse my French, easy, and that's the future. So that's what we hear from customers. Everybody's kind of like now more focused on business data value, not on tweaking the particulars, and that's a huge change. People are now more interested in, changing the whole company, being data-driven, back and forth, the whole automating business process with AI, than just like one part. And Snowflake changes definitely how the game is played. Like before it was one-to-one integrations, like MuleSoft, one-to-one, UiPath, one-to-one. with Snowflake, and especially new announcements that you had in Vegas, for, OLTP, etc. You can really use Snowflake to actually build applications on top of that. We as Keboola are helping with that layer, of automation. So it's, sorry.
And Peter, from your standpoint?
From my perspective, is to build applications on top of the data. That's the way how you can really improve your business and start new ways how to utilize and monetize data. So applications above the data. And for that, you need platform like Keboola, because they allow you to do that only with your data team, and you don't need regiment of IT people to build application, but you can do it by yourself. So yeah.
If I may on that, we were just talking with Chris from Lay Data. Our big initiative is actually to take data products and actually put them on the accounting books.
Wow.
Put them as an asset, right? Because it is an asset. But for that, you're not gonna do it with pieces of infrastructure. You need to platform like Snowflake and Keboola to actually encapsulate that and say, hey, this is my data product. This is the asset I've built. Hey, this is Mr. CFO. And we talk with people like Deloitte around that. They're like, wow, this is huge. Because once you put it in the books, it changes the game.
And it's so much about the power of the collective ecosystem.
Yeah.
And it's all happening here in London at Data Cloud World Tour. Gentlemen, I feel it's deeply personal to both of you. I have to ask, what's next? Peter, if you want to start.
I'm still with the apps and monetizing the data, because all the companies collecting a huge amount of data, and they can share them and share their insights with all the customers and suppliers, and then earn more money and have new revenue stream from the data. So that's the thing, to monetize data from my perspective.
Well, for me, it's lunch now, it's noon. But, part of that is right. Well, what we just became powered by Snowflake.
Right.
We are the only platform I know of as a platform that became powered by. That is huge. And we are together with Snowflake team building Streamlit applications in Keboola so you can just operate them. And for us, what he says, we actually started to talk about industrialization of data, right? Not just starting and running something, operationalizing, great. But when you want to industrialize something, you actually create a repeatable cycle, and you use that to make money and new economies. So I'm all about just imagine, there are 10 companies in the world, like Disney, Tesla, blah, blah, right? That can use data really well. Imagine we together, Snowflake, Keboola, and the rest of the ecosystem, Lay Data, etc., right? Diligence, help everybody do the same. And, go from data, insights, actions, and close the feedback loop. That's gonna change the world as we know it. That's a new economies.
Gentlemen, I am so excited to see what's next. I think this is the beginning of many conversations between the three of us. Thank you so much for being on Data Cloud Now at London for Snowflake's Data Cloud World Tour. I'm Ryan Green with Data Cloud Now. We'll see you soon.